www.jamaica.com.
Hello, I'm Michael and welcome to my channel No Limit, where we motivate and inspire you to live a life of limitless possibilities. Today we're going to be talking about something that is very, very important in the disabled community that able persons usually take for granted, and that is public places washrooms. If you're new on this channel, please click on the subscribe button or click on the like button so that you show us some love. Now, most public places in Ghana don't have washrooms, and even when they do, they are not easily accessible for persons with disability. Most people consider access for disability as trying to put ramps accesses in buildings according to the Disabled Act in Ghana, which is great, but there's more to accessibility when it comes to that act than just putting in ramp access. That is, having proper disabled toilet with proper hand railings and grab railings, as well as additional supporting devices that helps people to be able to move about in public toilets. Most public toilets in Ghana usually don't have any disabled accesses at all. The doors are usually narrow, and so it is very difficult for somebody with a wheelchair to be able to access the place. And imagine if the person is unable to stand by himself or walk by himself a little bit, means that the person has to be carried. And as an elderly person or as a grown person, it sometimes could be embarrassing that you're going to go and do your private thing and you have to be carried into the place. And in that process, anything can happen. You know what I mean? One of the other things that I noticed in most public toilets in Ghana, it's that it's super slippery, because in Ghana most places use very polished tiles on the floors, especially in washrooms, and then if persons using crutches to walk, that it's a death trap on its own entirely, because the place is super slippery, and usually they are always wet as well, and wet slippery doesn't go with crutches at all. So it means that when you get there, you have to start praying that you don't fall. It would definitely be a serious accident. But imagine if they had hand railings there, the person can grab onto the hand railings and give themselves support to be able to use the washroom. There's also one thing that I noticed. In Ghana, most public places, washrooms have no grab railings by the WCs. So if somebody who hasn't got core strength, who is a paraplegic and hasn't got any core strength to be able to move themselves onto the WC, meaning that they would have to hold the WC with their bare hands and then drag themselves from a wheelchair onto the WC, which is basically very, 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 very bad in terms of hygiene, especially in times of COVID. You enter most restaurants and they have no disabled access toilets. I mean, I once visited this restaurant in East Legon, which had washroom, all right, but it wasn't friendly for me at all because the stairs were too high and a lot of them. And trust me, I was using crutches then to try and access it, and only God came to my rescue, because by the time you struggle and push yourself, man, you just have finished it, you know. So those things are not great at all. And so that's why today we want to be looking at things like that, and then also advocate for people that when they are putting out public spaces, they should consider putting out disabled accessible washrooms, especially in restaurants and hotels. Some hotels do have them, which I know a few of them, but most of them don't. You have a restaurant, you want me to come to a restaurant to come and have some good food to eat, but the thing is, after eating and I need to use the washroom and I can't access it, do you think we would come? I can't come. If I can't come, it means my family can't come as well. So we're just going to use this opportunity to talk to people and advocate that we look out for persons with disability in terms of washroom accessibility as well. And so there are a few things that we're looking at that people will start becoming, and it's not that we are blaming anybody, but it's because I feel that people take for granted, and then most people are not even aware of. You visit churches. There's only a few churches in Ghana that I've visited that have proper disabled washrooms and even talk about lift access. Please, 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 these hand railings and grab railings are not expensive. They are just metal bars that can be attached to a wall to make it easy for somebody to grab it and then to sit on a WC, or to grab it and help them walk around the washroom. And so there's one place that I visited which I thought was awesome, the Junction Mall. They have disabled washroom, which is very, 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 very good. So these are the hand railings and grab railings that I was talking about. Now, if I come here, because for purposes I usually have these, I know that most public washrooms are never clean, so I always have my gloves when I come to the washrooms because I don't want any surprises, you know what I mean? And besides, we're in the COVID era, so you got to make sure that your hygiene is top notch. So if I grab onto this one, it means that I don't have to touch the WC itself. I grab onto it, and they have more. That's one thing. That's the reason I told you that the Junction Mall has the great disabled accessible washrooms. I mean, the washroom is wide enough for my wheelchair to be able to maneuver around it. And just move this way and just go to it. And that's it. And I can have my privacy and do my own thing. And when I'm done, everything is just around me. The sink is just there. I can easily wash my hands, open the taps, just like that. You know what I mean? And just wash my hands. They have I can just stretch in there and then get the liquid soap, wash my hands off. When I'm done, just need to grab onto this one again. This grab railings things. They are not really expensive things. They are just metal bars that can easily be purchased and fixed in disabled washrooms. I just have to grab onto this and then transfer back onto my wheelchair, and I'm done. It's just a matter of there and I flush. Simple. And that's the way the hand flushes are even very low to make it easy for somebody to be able to, with a physical challenge, especially in a wheelchair, to be able to use it. I'm just going to take this down a little bit so that I can breathe because I'm in here, and so you can see my face. You know, I'm good looking. I can't be hiding it behind these masks. So look how accessible it is. Very clean. But imagine that they didn't have any of these hand railings or grab railings here. It means that I have to actually hold the WC itself and transfer onto it. Now, if I do that, can you imagine? Most of these WCs, people weighing on them, people, you know, all sort of things on these WCs, and you got to put your bare hands on them. If I sit and adjust myself holding these WCs itself, and I'm done. That's the thing. I can't reach where the soap is, so I still need to hold my wheelchair again, which means that I'm going to use the dirty hands to hold the wheelchair and wheel it over there. But I go to places and there are no grab railings, and I have to, what I do is I try using the walls to move myself onto it, which can be sometimes dangerous. And the thing I like about this washroom is that if you look at the floor, they are really dry and not very slippery. They are not slippery at all. Look, my foot can't even slip. That's it. I'm pushing my foot and it won't slip. It's got a proper grip. So if I use the crutches here, it will never slip. And they always make sure that somebody at the door who is keeping this place always clean and tidy. So big ups to Junction Mall. I love your washroom, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to come and showcase what you have here to the public, so people will know that these things don't cost much. These things don't cost much. It's just a matter of widening up the space a little bit. So the wheelchair is able to maneuver 360. I'm able to do a 360 turn here. And so if I come in here alone, I am great. And the doors are very wide that I'm able to exit nicely without any obstruction. If you're enjoying what we are talking about today, please subscribe to this channel and also click on the like button to show us some love. And if you also have a public space, please consider putting in hand railings and grab railings to make life a bit easy for persons with disability. Thank you.